Hi, welcome back. It's Rick from BFTM Group with another video for you guys. This time it's on a product that I put an order in for quite a while ago, and it had to go through some back order, and then there was some issues with other options. And I initially was going to order an EOTech EXPS 3-0 or then the 518, and I ended up getting what you see before you, not the SIG MPX, which is the gun that this is going on, but a Trijicon MRO, which stands for Miniature Rifle Optic. And there it is, where it sits on my MPX. So let's go ahead. For those of you who do not know, it comes with an American Defense mount, which is really solid. I have one on my that I use for a vortex scope, and that they lock on really secure. Here it is, the Trijicon MRO. I don't know if you can see if it'll focus. Just kind of raised lettering there. It says MRO. Nothing crazy. Protected windage and elevation. Slightly protected. Enough they're not going to bump out of the way, and they are positive clicks. Your adjustment dial for illumination, battery cap here. This is the what they call the full co-witness height. I didn't opt for a lower 1/3. This is a full, or also known as an absolute, only because the MPX has really small iron sights that came with it, and I figured a lower 1/3, even if I had to flip them up, I wouldn't be able to see anything out of them. So very briefly, if anybody doesn't know, this is basically Trijicon's attempt or entry into the micro rifle red dot op market, direct competition with the Aimpoint T1, T2, H1, H2. Small, compact little red reflex sight. From Trijicon's manual, it's a one power, meaning it actually doesn't have any magnification. It's just straight see-through. And as you can tell, there is a slight tint. It's got multi-coated lenses. The objective lens is 25 millimeters, and the eye is only 20.4 millimeters. Adjustments are half MOA per click. Now, for people who don't know, MOA stands for minute of angle. In probably the most layman terms I think I can explain this in, 1 minute of angle is a 1-inch circle at 100 yards. So this is a half-inch adjustment at 100 yards, and as you bring it in, if you're doing a 50-yard rifle zero, you make your adjustments, you divide by half, 100 to 50, 50 is half of 100, so you make your half adjustments at that point. So if you had to move it an inch at 100 would be 2 clicks because it's a half inch. An inch at 50 would be 4 clicks. Just kind of off the top of my head there. It's got 70 MOA total travel, so it pretty much will fit on just about anything and adjust for a good zero. These type of optics aren't meant to be adjusted on the go. You set your zero and then you just learn your holdover, or something like this, primarily for close quarters. Weighs about, by itself without this American Defense mount, it says it's supposed to be 4.1 ounces. Uses a 2032 lithium battery. They say 5 years of battery power on setting number 3, as long as you're at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and waterproof up to 100 feet. 8 total settings, 2 for use with night vision, and 6 day settings, one of which is extremely bright, and it is a forged aluminum housing. So let me see if I can get you guys a look at the dot here. So I have it set in the middle here. So if you go all the way to the first off position, you have a lower end and a higher end. Then you move to a 1, a 2, which you really, you can't see unless the lights are out pretty much. Then an off, which is good, so I don't have to cycle through all of those to get to my first visible setting. There you go, you can kind of see it. See if I can get that better. But as you get up, there we go, to 4. Here's a super bright. and that's just a solid circle. It's a little sun there stuck in your optic. Take it back down to, is that a 4? It's a really crisp dot. I normally don't choose red dots for an astigmatism. I get a little starburst. This is actually clearer than, I had an Aimpoint T1. I've had an Aimpoint Comp M4S and Comp M3. Had quite a few Aimpoints. And I'm a bigger fan of the reticle on the EOTech than I am on the just a single red dot. But as far as the looking through this aperture, or this objective and eyepiece here, if I can hold it there, get it to focus. This is not bad. The larger objective lens here creates a noticeable reduction in a tube effect. If you're familiar with using an Aimpoint T1 or T2 or any of the Aimpoints, they're both equal objectives on either end. And some people, I've never really noticed it, but there is a tube effect noticeable for some people. The smaller aperture mating with another small aperture. This just kind of opens in a cone. So once you peer through it, you get a wider field of vision there at the exit. The lens is angled back. It's supposed to be that way for the design. The exciting thing about the Trijicon MRO, one, and really big, it's made in America. Can't say that about Aimpoints. Aimpoints are not made in America. Two, it's Trijicon, the ACOG, the housings, these things are bulletproof. It's a tank. It's going to take a beating, keep on ticking for you. I don't imagine it's going to be any less indestructible or as durable as an Aimpoint, if even more so based on the history Trijicon has with developing optic housings through their ACOG line, which is a pretty well overbuilt optic line. I haven't zeroed it on my MPX yet. Like I said, I just got it not too long ago. I'm excited for it. I think it looks pretty good on the MPX. I don't know if they're ever going to come out with either. There's threading in there, but there's not enough room here at the top because of the way the lens is angled, kind of like that in the housing for a kill flash. Because that is kind of a big bright, hey, look at me. But then again, so is a muzzle flash, so I don't know. Lens cap, just to keep dust off it when it's not being actively used or in a case or sitting there, by your bed or wherever you store it. Real quick on the ADM mount here, uses a very thick crossbar, full clamp to a set clamp for your Picatinny rail. It locks into place with this locking tab that you have to depress in order to release tension. And then if you needed to make it tighter or looser, depending on how much in or out of spec your rail is, you just press in on it here. I don't know if you can see that. It raises the screw so you can tighten or loosen, which is adjust the length of travel here on the clamp. A little playing around with it and it's good to go. I'm going to take it out to the range probably tomorrow, zero it, put it back on my MPX and get it, shoot around with it in the daylight and see. That's a red dot. I mean, there's not much to say about a red dot other than, it's nothing new, I suppose, technologically wise on this. It's just a Trigicon's entry into the red dot market. And also, eventually, I will end up doing a video on my MPX, which is a very nice 9mm subgun. So I'll have to do a full video. Won't be a tabletop because this thing's too big. It'll have to be out in the field. And when I do that, I'll probably contrast the MRO with my EOTech EXPS 3-0 for you guys to see. Alright, if you have any questions, make a comment below. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Trijicon MRO. I'm excited for it. Later.